Rogers' probation goes until April 16th, 2015. Now, if she violates that probation, she could face another 90 days in jail. She will be regularly and routinely drug tested and is required to find full-time employment. All those community service hours will be served with the Lincoln Park District. That's because many flights here have been canceled. Delays and cancellations are going to be a common sight for the rest of today. The last flight just left this morning, just about 20 minutes ago, for Minneapolis. If you're flying to Chicago, Denver, your flight has probably already been canceled, but do check with your airline. It's that time of year again, the Uncle Sam Jam. There's lots of food, fun, fireworks, and of course the playground. Now, I got a little bit of nostalgia, and we thought, hey, let's put me up here. I've got an interview down there, so I'm gonna give it a shot. It's been a few years since I've been on a slide, so we'll see how this goes. Hope I don't run into this kid either. All right. The city is proposing two plans for the Van Dorn project. One would widen the existing street to 32 feet and the other to 35 feet. A big concern for some residents in the area are the big trees that line the neighborhood. That's true, the roads will be slick tonight and whiteout conditions can't be ruled out. And this first nasty winter storm of the season does have a lot of people stocking up on winter essentials. Ace Hardware has been very busy over the past few days. They say everything from snow blowers to ice melt has been flying off the shelves. Customers have been preparing for the blizzard with some big purchases.
Definitely, we've had some snow blowers flying out of here. Really had quite a few. Shovels, of course.
The store says if you do have to be out on the roads, there are a few things to keep handy.
Well, definitely some sandbags. If you don't have sandbags, I definitely would weigh your vehicle down so you have better traction. A scraper, ice scraper, some ice melt, maybe even a bag of, well, definitely a bag of ice melt, you know, so you can throw that down. If you happen to get stuck, that could help get you free.
The store has been busy with customers trying to stay prepared and ahead of the storm. Ace Hardware says they do prepare for events like this by making sure their inventory is stocked. Everything from shovels to gloves to hand warmers are in high demand today.
Having the 4 different stores that we have here in town, we definitely shuffle some of that merchandise around to make sure that we're taking care of all the customers here in Lincoln, Nebraska, throughout the 4 corners of the city, as you could say.
Again, travel will be hazardous tonight, and the city has actually issued a snow emergency. That starts at 8 p.m. tonight, and really that means no parking on those snow emergency routes, bus routes, and really those main artery streets of Lincoln.
He was a husband, a father, and a friend to many. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Rachael Witter just returned from his funeral. Rachel.
Hundreds of people showed up today to pay tribute to Officer Clark. His sudden death came as a shock to all who knew him.
John always had a smile on his face.
Officer John Clark was a 21-year veteran of the Lincoln Police Department. He died suddenly when he collapsed while off duty at the gym earlier this week. He was highly regarded at LPD. His colleagues say he went above and beyond to help anyone he could.
And he was always willing to wind up helping someone. All they had to do was ask, and sometimes they didn't even ask. John knew when he was needed or when he could wind up helping, and he was always quick to wind up helping.
Hundreds gathered today to pay their respects, including law enforcement from all over the state. They wanted to say goodbye to a husband, a father, and the head of the K-9 unit of LPD.
I think this is one way of everybody winding up paying tribute to John, as well as bringing closure to everything.
Officer Clark leaves behind a wife and 3 children, as well as a police force who looked up to and respected him as a mentor. The cold and snowy afternoon didn't stop everyone from celebrating his life.
I think it's really great because look at the weather. It's not the best weather, and when you really think about it, a lot of people came out, even in this bad weather, to wind up celebrating John's life and pay their respects to him.
And one of his colleagues said today's weather was perfect to honor Clark. They said this is the kind of weather he would be out hunting in.
Oh, that is nice to hear.